Good evening, and welcome to another thrilling episode. And I know it's been a while. I'll put that in your pipe and smoke it. First of all, for our return of this segment, we went out and got this special little old-fashioned hippie-style wooden pipe. This is going to be our official pipe for this. Okay, but without further ado, we're going to get right into the politics. Okay, first of all, let's talk about that stimulus bill. Okay, yay, we're all getting money. $1,200 for adults, $500 for each child. I'm gonna get $2,200, plus my old lady's gonna get another $1,200. Yippee! We'll be able to fix up our house some more, maybe some new carpet and redo the kitchen and tile. Okay, so we gotta discuss though. All those extras Pelosi wanted in the bill, abortion funding, parts of the Green New Deal, Kennedy Center funding, they finally settled for $8,000 a month pay raises for every member of Congress and funding for the Kennedy Center. But that's what we got to talk about first. Why is that Kennedy Center so important? And why is it after they got approved for the funding, the Performing Arts Center fired all their musicians anyway? Simple. The Kennedy Center, the head of their board of directors, okay, is none other than Nancy Pelosi's daughter. And most of the money and the funding they get, they funnel right back to Pelosi, straight into the DNC, to help keep the Democrats in power. And, that's just wrong. So, moving on, okay. Excuse me, I've been a tobacco chewer since I was 6, so don't mind that. Anyway, moving on. Now, why do they keep talking about Trump having a slow response to COVID-19? So, January 28th was when we first found out about it, and he addressed it 7 days later in his State of the Union response. And as I recall, with the H1N1, Obama took almost 6 months to respond, and that was after almost 13,000 people were dead from it. And then let's go back to Bush with the SARS and the MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome and South Asian Respiratory Syndrome, SARS and MERS, okay? He took 4 or 5 months to respond to that, and that's after a whole bunch of Americans had caught it too, and a few had died. Okay? So let's not compare a 7-day response to 5 or 6 month response. Okay? Let's talk about the real elephant in the room. So, why are they trying to scare you so bad about this COVID-19? I mean, first of all, this is the not. This is not, and I repeat, not like the Mike Tyson of viruses. Has less than a 1% kill rate. This is the Pee Wee Herman of viruses. Hey, zombie, I found my bike. Okay, I try to be funny, yeah. This is the Pee Wee Herman of viruses. This thing is weak. It's a short airborne distance. It dies in hot weather. And, not to mention, what I'll talk about next, there are things you can do to actually avoid getting it. Okay, and I'll talk about those next. So, there's zinc, of course. That just came out yesterday. If you take zinc, the virus can't bond in your system. Of course, there's vitamin C. Everybody knows about colloidal silver because taking that daily, bacteria cannot live in your body. this virus is from a bacteria. Then you want to wash your hands, you want to sanitize, and during the peak of people still getting cases of this, yeah, I mean, you don't have to shelter at home like these idiots tell you, but if you must go out, make sure it's only necessary trips. Doctor, grocery store, and try not to stay out too long when you're out and about doing things. Because the less time you spend out and about around other people during the peak of this, the less chance you have of getting it and the less chance it has of spreading. Okay, you all know that I live in Reno, Nevada. Okay, one of the busiest cities in the world. Next, we're going to discuss what happened March 18th when it was suggested by the CDC that all non-essential businesses shut down. So, businesses closed, of course. Reno now looks like a goddamn ghost town on downtown Main Drag. There were layoffs. We started obviously falling into some kind of recession now. Okay? You have to ask yourself why. A month ago, we had an economy that was setting record numbers. So, does nobody but me question that maybe this virus was released on purpose just to destroy Trump's economy? I mean, for God's sakes, does no one question that? Okay, moving on to the virus treatments for the people who do get it real bad. So, first of all, 40% of the people won't even get sick who get it. Okay, they'll be healthy carriers, and you can kill the virus within yourself just by doing the right things. But the ones who do get it real bad, hydroxychloroquine has been proven to work. Worldwide, in tests now, it has been curing people in 6 days with breathing improvement after only 1 dose. You heard me. So, it's a working drug. Obviously, it could get rid of this thing. So why are 11 governors in 11 states, all Democrats, actually threatening doctors and pharmacists by threatening their licenses if they use this drug on COVID-19 patients? Why does it seem that these governors, including the one in my own state of Nevada, seem to want to spread this virus farther? Why do they not want people to get better? You have to sit and think about these things. Okay? Moving on. Now, let's focus on Virginia. Why is it that the Virginia governor, Northam, Blackface Northam, has now extended their lockdowns past the date of April 30th? Everything else is going to open on April 30th, but he's extended his lockdowns to June 10th. Oh, what a coincidence. The primaries for the Republican challenger who's challenging him for his seat are on June 9th. So if people are on lockdown stay-at-home orders till June 10th, how can they get out to vote for his challenger on June 9th? You think this is by accident still? No. But we'll get to that when I sum everything up. Okay, why are cities and states during this virus saying they are going to release dangerous criminals because of it back into the streets from their jails and even their state prisons? Oh, but get this. At the same time, these same cities and states are banning gun stores from being open and banning the sale of guns and ammunition during this time. They're releasing dangerous criminals back into your neighborhoods and then banning you from having a way to protect yourself from these criminals in case they decide they want to do a home invasion in your place and tie you up and kill your family. Oh, gee, isn't that nice? They want you all dead. And finally, tonight, we're going to talk about more investigations. That's right, you heard me. More investigations on your tax dollar. Pelosi already spent $15,000 of your taxes on signature gilded gold pens for the signing of her impeachment. Okay? And now Schiff and Pelosi are hinting that they may investigate Trump over taking that whole 7 days to respond to COVID-19. Now, as you know previously, we went over how long Obama took to respond to H1N1 and how long Bush took to respond to SARS and MERS. Okay, so Trump took a whole 7 days. On the day of the signing of the Articles of Impeachment, January 28th, a plane landed and the very first COVID-19 patient touched down in the New York airport and got off that plane and infected God knows how many people, because look how many cases they have in New York. Okay? Now, on that same day, they were signing the Articles of Impeachment with signature pens, courtesy of 15,000 of your tax dollars. So, and now they're going to investigate him for taking a whole 7 days to respond. Wow. That's kind of harsh, considering they just tried to impeach him and failed miserably. I mean, he's been the best president we have ever seen. And so really, to sum this all up, my final closing thoughts. This virus was allowed to get in here on purpose. The Democrats knew it was coming. Why did 4 Democrat senators dump stocks only days before this virus scare tanked the stock market? Think about it. They knew it was coming because they planned it. This was all planned, and it was all a test to keep the people in place like good little sheep, instead of keeping us from going out and being Americans who like each other and want to communicate and share the good news about our great president, Donald John Trump. So, like I said, to sum it all up, it was released on purpose. It was released to tank the economy. And now governors are trying to keep it going further. They're trying to keep the lockdown going so that the economy definitely tanks in some places. You know, they don't care who loses their jobs. They want power back, and that's all there is to it. And let's not forget what Nancy Pelosi said in a speech one time, where she didn't care how long the shutdown would hurt Americans because Donald Trump is, quote, not a vetted politician by the political arena. He is a common man, and common men are not allowed to be in the reins of power, according to Pelosi. And what she said really sticks in my craw. She said, "We will show the American people who's in charge." Well, I'm sorry. Nancy Pelosi, we the American people will show you who's in charge. We're in charge by our votes. We decide who goes up there on the hill. And come November, we may just decide you no longer fit in up there, you 80-year-old tequila-drinking crackhead. All right, rant over for tonight. That's my thought. As always, mull it over. Drop me a comment. You can all put that one in your pipe and smoke it. Peace out, Patriots.